Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and today I'm going to answer a very honest question, okay? How do you get out of debt if you have, for example, a very low income? And to be honest with you guys, I know you guys for sure are not stupid. I'm not stupid either, and companies that lend you money are not stupid either. So what's the fastest way to get someone to owe you money and not be able to actually pay you back? The answer is you lend a lot of money to people with a good income, but try to get it to a point where they can't even pay the full balance anymore. For example, how is it possible if you have, for example, a low income, you have so much money in debt? Why would someone lend you that much money? The answer is basically companies want to lend you that much money. That way, you're stuck paying the minimum because you can't afford to do anything else. And that way, they have you on the hook for years. And they even 10x their money all the time off of you. And that's the whole goal and why they do what they do. So that's why today, all I'm going to give you is basically a system to get out of debt and stay out of debt. That is all I'm going to do for you today. And on top of that, guys, this is very simple. Obviously, the truth often is very simple. And although it is simple, that does not mean it's going to be very simple and easy to actually apply to your life. For example, running a marathon is very simple. Just run. But can you run for 250 miles? The answer is obviously no, unless you like training and stuff like that. But if you're just like a normal person, you're not going to be able to do it. So this right here is simple to understand. And if you actually try and make the sacrifices, you are going to get out of debt very quickly. And that's the whole goal here. It's going to be very aggressive, but you guys are going to get to your goal, which is basically getting to be debt free. That's the whole point of this video right here. And if you guys are new here, guys, I post videos every single day. So make sure to also subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified. And on top of that, also destroying the like button. And by the way, just to say this here, when I was in college, they gave a college student with a $1,000 income, I think, access to around $3,000 in a credit card. Why? Because they want to get you trapped. That's the whole goal when it comes to why they give you so much money, although they know you're not going to be able to actually afford it. Now, the very first thing is this, guys. When it comes to getting out of debt, you have to focus on, well, what is the reason I'm actually going into debt? And usually, there are only two reasons. The first reason is basically having a child mindset. And it's something I fight every single day not to have. And you probably have it too. And if you have a lot of debt, you're probably giving into it a lot. And the second thing is basically you're trying to fix the results, but not trying to fix the system. And that's why the results stay the same. Now, the very first thing is this. Tommy, what do you mean I have a child mindset? Well, the answer is when you're a kid and you want something so bad. Oh my gosh, I want that Fortnite game. Oh my gosh, I want that new iPhone. Oh my gosh, I want that new dollhouse, right? The answer is whatever you want it right then and there, and you do not listen to any rationality. Mom says, I don't have the money. Dad says, I can't afford it. But you're like, I want this right now. So give it to me right now. And the difference is that now as an adult, you can actually go out there and buy those things you don't need and can't afford because basically somebody else is willing to give you credit because basically they know, hey, we're going to get this guy right here into massive debt, okay? Because basically that's going to make them money. For example, I want to buy this car right here. It costs $35,000. I know for a fact I can't afford it, but hey, the payment is only $700 every single month. So basically, I'm good to go. I can afford that. The answer is no, you can't. But because you have that child mindset and you can't really control it, well, the answer is you go ahead and you buy it. You buy that MacBook you actually want. You buy that iPhone you want, but none of this stuff you can actually afford, and none of this stuff makes a big difference in your life, I'm being honest here. So every single day, I go through the exact same thing. I want to buy a house I can't afford. I want to buy this massive computer. Although I can't afford, I shouldn't be buying. I want to buy this fancy car right here, a Lamborghini Urus. And although I can afford it, is it a good idea? The answer is no. So every day, I fight those same temptations. Now, what do? The answer is I look at myself and say, hey, stop being a baby. That's what I tell myself every single day. Stop being a baby. Follow the plan, and you'll get there step by step. So whenever you want to do something you can't afford, just stop and say, hey, stop being a baby. All right? Stop it. All right, that's what I tell myself. And the second bad thing is basically you're trying to fix the results, get better results, but you're not trying to change the system. Now, what does that mean exactly? The answer is that if you have a massive amount of debt. The result is that I want to get out of debt. So what do? You grab some money. I have some money here in this drawer right here. So maybe you grab some extra money, right? And you go ahead and you try to pay it, right? You dump it every single month. But in reality, you notice that your balance is not going down, and in some cases, it actually goes up. Why is that? Because you are just focusing on the results, but not on what's actually causing you to actually get to that amount of money, right? So the big thing is you have to change basically what takes place to get me into debt. Usually, it's your bad money habits. You grab money, you don't know where it's going, you spend way too much, and on top of that, you're like, okay, I got paid, but I don't know where the check actually went. You have to manage your expenses correctly, and you have to know where your money is going, and you have to know what is a need and also what is a want. Having shelter, internet, and food, that is a need. Going out, buying an iPhone, having a car you can't afford, that is a want. There's a big difference there. So as soon as you change basically exactly what you're doing with your money, it's going to change your outcome. And that is what you want to change. Your habits are going to equal the results you get. No matter how much you try to pay off debt, if you have the same system, it is not going to change and you will be in debt forever. That is the main thing about this whole video, and honestly, the most important part. But now, let's get into the actual system and how it actually works. And again, guys, like I mentioned before, okay, this system right here is simple, but it's very aggressive to get you out of debt as fast as possible. You can go ahead and just put it behind you and then focus on going out there and actually creating financial freedom for yourself. That's my goal with every single video I make on YouTube. Now, here is the very first step you actually want to take. You want to save $1,000 and put that on the side for emergencies. And if you don't have that much money, or for example, you have a very low income of less than $12,000 every single year, then just go ahead and save 1 month's salary as fast as possible. So the first step is save $1,000 very quickly in less than a month, okay? You grab that money, you put it on the side. Tommy, why? Because I guarantee you, when you start paying off your debt, something is going to pop up. And if you can't afford it, you're going to go out there and you know what you're going to do? You're going to go right here to Mr. Discover or Mr. Visa or Mr. MasterCard, Mr. Amex, whatever it is. And you're going to go ahead and use your credit card and get back into debt. So by having $1,000, you basically have a safety net in case anything happens. You can go ahead and cover it, and that way you're good to go, and you cannot stop the process. If you do end up having an emergency, just go ahead and refill it back up to $1,000, and that way you're good to go, and then continue on with the other steps of this video. Now, step 2, you have to lower your living expenses. This might require you to go ahead and move apartments, go somewhere else you can actually afford. I want you to spend no more than 50 to 70% of all your money on your living expenses, your cost of living. Having a fancy car, you might have to go ahead and sell that. Buying something you don't need, an iPhone, you might go ahead and sell that and just cut your losses. If you live, for example, in a 3-bedroom apartment, but you can't afford it, you might just have to go out there and rent a studio for a while and just call it a day. You have to lower your expenses to less than 50 to 70% and no more than that. If you don't, in reality, all your money is going toward expenses. You can't invest, you can't pay off debts, and then you'll be with the debt for the next 7 to 30 years potentially, and I don't want that for you. So lower your expenses to 50 to 70%. Make a list of the things you actually need to live and the things you basically just want. Cut every single thing out that you basically just want, except internet. That's important. I understand that, okay? If you have a massive phone bill, go ahead, change companies, and basically survive on 1 gig data every single month, okay? You have to do certain things to go ahead and get ahead in life. Now, step number 3. Here is where we get into the debt, okay? What do you do with the debt you actually have? Well, simple enough. I want you to make a list of all of your debts, including, for example, your student loan debt, your car loan, your credit cards, your personal loans, your consolidation loans, except your mortgage if you actually have one of those. And by the way, congratulations on being a homeowner. Unless you bought a house you can't afford, that's a whole different topic for another video. But here is what you want to do. You want to organize all the debt from the highest APR to a lowest APR. APR is the interest they charge you on your credit cards and loans every single year. If you don't know what they are, that's bad. Call the company and ask exactly, what is my annual APR? They'll tell you, write it down. Organize it from highest APR to lowest APR. And then next, put all those accounts right there into paying themselves off automatically every single month, but just paying the minimum payment. That way, you never miss another payment again and never have another late fee. And then after you do that, you want to go ahead and put between 26 to 46% of all your money going towards paying off debt, okay? That means for a while, you're not going to be going out and eating food. That means for a while, you're not going to go ahead and buy a new car. And by the way, the fastest way to get rid of the car loan is basically sell the car, cut the losses, buy a used car, and call it a day. That is the fastest way to get rid of a car loan, okay? That's what I would recommend. So basically, organize from the highest APR to lowest APR, pay the minimum on all of them, and then basically put that extra 26 to 46% of all your money going towards the card or the loan or the balance with the highest APR. It's called the avalanche method, and that way you get to save a ton of money when it comes to interest. And that is basically the entire system. However, if you want some extra steps and to do exactly what I do, to build extra habits to go out there and start investing money, saving for emergencies, and also having fun on a budget, this is what I recommend you do. So after you do that whole system here are the extra steps you can do to become even more successful if you actually want to. By the way, if you were accounting, you would find that basically what I told you does not add up to 100%, okay? It actually adds up to a lot less, around 19 to 96%, and sometimes even lower, meaning you still have extra money. So that's pretty cool. So here is what you want to do. Step one, you want to create a Wealthfront account, and they also offer a debit card, and it's going to be for emergencies. Link down below if I have space, but if I don't have space, just go to Wealthfront savings accounts, and then you'll find it on Google. Click it, make an account, and deposit your $1,000 in there for emergencies. And every time you get paid, take 1% of your paycheck and put it in there. It might be $5 or $10. It doesn't matter. Just do it and build a habit. I started out depositing, I swear to you guys, okay, around $1 or $2. And then step by step, I continue to build it up. That's all that matters. Don't care about what anybody else is going to tell you. The second thing you want to do is make an investment account with M1 Finance. And by the way, link down below to my portfolio if you want to invest the way I actually invest. And you want to set up the portfolio and then transfer automatically 1% of your paycheck inside the portfolio every single week when you actually get paid. Tommy, it's only $5 to $10. The answer is I don't care. I just want you to build a habit. It doesn't matter. If you can't manage or invest a small amount of money, what makes you think you're going to be able to go ahead and invest and manage a large amount of money? That's a mistake I made, and I don't want you to actually make. The third thing I want you to do is make an account with SoFi Money. Tommy, so many accounts. The answer is yes. I want you to separate all your money and to give it separate jobs. That way you don't get confused and you don't use money for things you shouldn't be using money for, okay? That's the goal right here. Now, the fun account is going to be with SoFi Money, and I want you to put around 1% of all your money here. That's going to be around $5 or $10, but every single week when you actually go and you grab that $5, you know, hey, this money, I can spend it without having to feel guilty for it, okay? Go out there, buy yourself some Starbucks, buy yourself whatever you want to buy, some donuts, just spend it on whatever you want to spend it, but spend it every single week. That is going to give you the mindset of saying, hey, I can save money for having fun, basically, and not feel guilty about it. When I started this, guys, again, I would have like $9 in there. Now I would basically go and basically buy some Chipotle and be like, oh my gosh, I'm balling. But then step by step, I continue to grow and grow over time, and eventually I could go out there and have more dates, have more fun, but it all started with that $5 to $9 when I initially started everything out. And the last thing I want you to do, okay, is basically, where's my phone here, by the way? Okay, here's my phone. I want you to go on the App Store, either for iPhone or Android, and I want you to sign up for a charity. The charity I like the most is basically this one. It's called Share the Meal and Donate. This charity right here, I actually love it a ton. It's very simple to actually do, and I want you to basically give away 1% of everything you actually make, every single paycheck, and just basically put it in here. It's going to teach you basically giving is going to make you feel great. Charity is an important part, and I never seen anyone go broke by giving money for the right reasons to the right organizations. And this way, basically, you get to feed kids and also people around the world that are not as lucky as you and me for being in America during these times today, okay? That's the entire goal here, guys. And overall, that is it. I gave you 6 accounts, okay? Your emergencies, your investments, your debt, your expenses, your fund, and also your charity. If you do this correctly, I almost can guarantee that maybe in 1 to 2 years, you will be 100% debt free. And by the way, I'm working an entire course on this, but this is basically just step 1. And step 1 is basically getting out of debt. And then I'll tell you about, hey, what do I invest into next? How do I buy my first property and all that stuff? And that course is coming soon. But again, all the videos are going to be in this channel too, because basically all my content is also free, okay? But guys, that is it. Comment down below and let me know, are you actually going to do it? And tell me first, okay, what is the first thing you're going to do after you become debt free, okay? And please don't tell me, Tommy, I'm going to go ahead and buy me a boat or something like that crazy. Just tell me exactly, what do you look forward to doing after you're 100% debt free? Comment down below. Let me know. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you like this video right here, well, like this video and top out. Also, subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified when I post a new video. And if you want to text me or talk to me one-on-one, join my Patreon, link down below, or send me a DM on Instagram at TommyBryson. And if you want to basically see exactly the way I invest in different portfolios, here's a video right here on more investment options. And also, here's my face here. Click it, subscribe. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And as always, peace. Hope this helped.